So greetings, folks. Up above lovely Fallen Leaf Lake on a ridge trail with Pujita. Most of her, at least. We are dying. It's 91 degrees in the shade, and we're hiking uphill, and we're old, and we didn't sleep much last night, but we're doing it. We're gonna do it, but we're stopping along this ridge trail here. Whenever there's a tree, we're stopping because we have to. Good closing shot there. So we've been here at this big pond for, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour, because we are having a really hard time getting up this trail. Pujita was kind of faint, and we decided to take a long break here until everything was all right. And now we're going to do 3/4 of a mile straight uphill, well, quite uphill, in 90-degree heat. But we're going to make it. You'll see.
We're going to make it.
What was that?
We're going to make it.
One more time?
We're going to make it.
We're going to make it. Well, here we are at lovely tiny Cathedral Lake. Just an easy little hike. Yeah, this is me. We had this plan, but I've got Pujita for 2 days before she takes off again. So, oh, and she can't go straight to the mountains. She needs to acclimatize. So she set up this great plan. Hike at, camp one night at the Bayview campground, or whatever it's called now. And had a nice stay there. And then we were going to do just an easy hike. It's 2.5 miles, 1,000 feet elevation. Maybe it's closer to 3 miles. To Cathedral Lake here, taking the Mount Talac Trail. It goes from near Fallen Leaf Lake, and it just goes straight up Mount Talac. But it goes by Floating Island Lake and Cathedral Lake at the same time as well. Today was the hottest day I've ever seen in Tahoe. My thermometer at the peak read 91 degrees in the shade. The trail was blazing hot. It was so hot. I got a cool... Been here for half an hour. I've already been in the water and cooled off and everything, but I'm doing more cooling. Pujita's crashing by the water. This trail killed us. Pujita started falling apart, and we'd have to stop at every shade spot. And then definitely had to stop at Floating Island Lake so she can get it in the water and cool off. And then it was just 3/4 of a mile or so up to this lake here, and then I started dying. She relaxed so well that she got herself in a good space again and was ready to go. But I was just like, oh, we're almost there, keep going, and I ran out of all my energy. I mean, it was real close to heat stroke. It was brutal. A simple little 2.5 mile hike killed us. I mean, just so hard. And we got this, not very good campsite here, but we'll make the best of it. We're going to have a great time. So that's why there hasn't been a lot of video today. It's just too oppressive to do anything but put one foot in front of the other until the next shade tree. Eek. But we're going to have a good time here. Here at lovely little Cathedral Lake, fish are biting. We're so tired. Had our dinner. We're like in separate camps here because last night we kept each other awake. Mostly me keeping her awake. rolling around, and I feel awful still. I'm still putting out heat. It's so warm. It's only 76 degrees now. Only down to 76 degrees now. I can't believe this little 2.5 mile, I'm not sure how long it is. It's one of the hardest days of hiking I'd ever had. We started at around 11, and we got here around 5 or 4. Well, I mean, it was well after 4. It was after 5, I think. We had to stop many times. A couple times we had to stop for half an hour, 45 minutes. First Pujita was just faint. I mean, she had to settle herself down really quick a couple times because she was getting faint. But then we took a serious break at Floating Island Lake. And she recovered or regrouped, and we started plowing ahead again, and I started passing out in that last part. Neither of us got any sleep last night. I got no sleep last night, almost 3 hours, maybe 4. I doubt it. And I'm in terrible shape. Lots of excuses, but it was the heat. It was the hottest I've ever hiked up in Tahoe. It was 91 in the shade on the trail at times. Just phenomenally brutal. I've never had heat stroke or heat exhaustion or anything like that, but I came close today. I mean, you recognize that. You get to a point where you're almost completely depleted of energy. And we're both going to go to bed, even me, going to go to bed early. I mean, she's reclining and reading a book now, but she's going to be in the tent before dark, which is coming pretty soon. And I'm not going to be that much later because I'm just so tired. I just won't be able to be awake. But I do want to see a little bit of nighttime. It's pretty here. Kind of monsoony weather in the late afternoon. The humidity was high. I didn't think about that. The humidity was high today too. And got a little bit of drizzles right at sunset. And it could be a threat in the middle of the night, so I got to be ready for that. But it doesn't look like it's going to be a problem now. It's just a quiet evening. This little tiny lake that we have all to ourselves. Saw 100-day hikers on the trail today, but nobody with a backpack. It's a weird experience. It's been a very strange day of hiking, just all around. But in the end, it's going to be fun. And we saw a lot of fun people today. There's a good action shot.
Water. For tea.
There's this huge mushroom popping out of the ground here with teeth marks on it. Little tiny teeth marks. Looks like a chipmunk or something. Hello, campers. Well, it's Saturday. The day after our ordeal. And I'm feeling much better. Pujita's doing much better. She's swimming in the water right now. It's Saturday, and there's a steady stream of campers or hikers going up to Mount Talak on the trail. We started hearing people at 6 o'clock in the morning. Did I mention that people came in late last night and camped on the other side of the lake? Crazy. But again, it's really, really hot. It was 72 degrees before the sun came up. It was 72 degrees in my tent last night at 4 a.m. I woke up with a sweaty t-shirt twice. I've never seen it so warm up here. It's crazy. If I knew it was going to be that warm, I could have lightened my load substantially. I've never put on my jacket. First time I've ever been in the mountains for 2 days and never put on my jacket. That's nuts. But we're going to be heading down pretty soon. Pujita is not a good downhill hiker, and I'm a really good downhill hiker, so she's going to go ahead of me probably. And I'm going to laze around a little bit more and catch up to her on the trail. She doesn't want to be on the trail when it's hot. She wants to get started before noon, well before noon, and I'm in no hurry. Well, this is the end of our little stay at Cathedral Lake. It was very interesting. This isn't the best campsite here, that's for sure. One of my least favorite campsites I've ever been at, really. But it's who you're with that's important. Pujita left about a half an hour ago. She was anxious to avoid as much of the hottest sun of the day as possible. But I'll catch up to her real quick, because I'm a fast downhill hiker, and she's a slow downhill hiker. It required a lot of replenishment from yesterday. Been eating and drinking constantly all day, just being really hydrated, and putting all kinds of nutrients and a lot of salt into me. And I'm ready. I'm ready to go. It's going to be another scorcher, but we're going downhill. Thank God. It won't be anything like yesterday. It actually took us 6 hours to get here yesterday. I just can't believe that. It's amazing. That's not probably a third of a mile per hour. All right, off I go. Check out the flowers. Well, the hike is going really well. Barreling downhill. It's quite a bit of cloud cover, which is nice. And I haven't caught up with Pujita yet. I'm kind of surprised. But I think I'm almost to the lake. She said she was going to probably take a break and swim there. So we shall see.